Hello from Detroit. I am Eric.
I'm Kayanne.
And this is Thinking Out Loud.
Our first Thinking Out Loud together, the two of us.
The towers of power.
So, we're in for a wild ride.
Yep. So today, we are talking about YouTube's new product. New product line. I don't even know what to call it because the labels are so confusing.
Package, maybe?
I don't know. How about, are you comfortable with you starting and telling us just what it is and what the labels are and what it means?
Yes, absolutely. So, YouTube's new product, they have a little bit of a confusing couple of titles for it, but essentially what it was before was that there was YouTube Free, which is the YouTube that most people are familiar with. You've got pre-roll ads and ads left and right on everything. And then there was YouTube Red, which included original content that featured YouTubers, but also was completely ad-free. So now...
So no pre-roll ads.
No pre-roll ads, no ads pretty much anywhere.
And then, okay,
yes.
Gotcha. And so it was called Red.
It was called YouTube Red and free YouTube, regular YouTube.
Right.
So now they've released YouTube Music. So the offerings have changed a little bit. Red has been renamed YouTube Premium or YouTube Music Premium, and now there is also a $9.99 offer that is YouTube Music, which is what we're going to be kind of digging into today. So it previously...
So can I clarify?
Yes.
Just so I understand, make sure I understand. Used to be just, there was Red and there was free. So you pay for YouTube for ad-free and access to everything. Mm-hmm. It was a paywall and then free. Right? All ad-driven. Now they have YouTube Premium.
Right.
Which gives you everything, which is a little bit higher of a price than what Red used to be.
It's now $2 more.
So now it's $11.99?
Right.
And then, or you could just do YouTube Music.
Right, which is $9.99.
Or free still exists.
That's right.
Okay, I think I'm with you. So YouTube Red has essentially become YouTube Premium, but they've broken off a separate specific service called YouTube Music.
Right.
And you can do YouTube Music on its own.
That's right.
But you can't do Premium without music because it automatically includes it, right?
And if you want, so YouTube Music does not include, you still have to watch pre-roll ads. It's just a totally different offering that is similar to Spotify or Apple Music. So effectively, they have forced everyone who had Red to pay $2 more a month and just get music. That's essentially what's happening here.
Okay.
So we can just jump into sort of what this means, like how it's gonna work.
You're the music. You're the hip one. So can you jump into the music part, the specific music part, and I guess this is gonna be a competitor. Like they're trying to set this up as a competitor to
Spotify, Apple Music, which are kind of the leaders right now. Is
it gonna work? Is it gonna survive in that marketplace?
We'll see. It remains to be seen. I guess I can walk through a couple of the differences between YouTube Music and some of the other platforms, which are primarily...
I know it would be edifying for me.
Primarily that YouTube Music is built to be incredibly simple. So it's targeted at a consumer who, well, first of all, someone who uses YouTube already, but ideally doesn't already use Spotify or Apple Music or whatnot.
I mean, it's going to be harder to get someone to convert.
Right, they're not really looking for that.
Having someone from YouTube just elaborate with.
Exactly.
Okay.
And so it's sort of made with someone in mind who is overwhelmed by the fact that you can pretty much find any album or obscure band on Spotify or on the internet at any time, and just kind of is like staring into this black hole of every song that's ever been recorded and is like, I have no idea what to do. So maybe a little bit more focused on somebody who might use Pandora or something like that, where they just want to hit a button and listen to whatever comes out, what they already know they like.
I have a question for you.
What's the question?
Personal question. Because I know I've had this experience. Have you had the experience of, like, I happen to subscribe to Apple Music, okay?
Okay.
So I have all of it at my fingertips. And I'm like, I pull it up and I'm like, I'm frozen because I don't know what I feel like. And it's not like you get to, look, I'm old, peeps. I used to like thumb through my CD catalog, you know? And I look at the options and I choose from the options.
You open Apple Music and you're like, guess I'll just listen to the Fish album again.
It's happened too many times. So have you had that experience? Because you are a obsessive consumer of music, right?
I definitely have. I think it comes in waves and phases, and in that, like, there will be a 3-month period where I'm like, I'm just gonna listen to this one album because like I can't even be bothered to like look through the eons of music that are out there.
So, okay, so sorry, I wanted to know that this is a personal question, but back to it. You're saying, so that's who this is.
I'm a human too.
I've got dreams. So back to, like, you've talked about the target that you think is their ideal customer, that they're really going after.
Yes.
Do you think, how does that work out in the competition for, you know, this crazy landscape in this music platform bloodbath that we see out there right now?
Yeah, I think it's gonna do relatively well. It is at a little bit of a higher price point than Spotify per se, so it'll be interesting to see the breakdown of how many people go for YouTube Premium, which just kind of like rolls in the music feature in sort of the same way that Amazon Prime rolls in the Amazon Music feature, which no one knows about. And to see the breakdown between the people who get premium versus the people who just pay for music, I have no idea what that will shake out to be. I think so, yeah. I mean, it's public knowledge that almost half of Spotify's users are premium versus free.
But that's yeah.
But generally, I guess a couple of the other things that make it different from the other services, they've got location-based features, which is interesting and kind of creepy. So if you're at the gym, it'll suggest like a gym playlist. If you like just went to a museum, it'll suggest a museum playlist.
That's creepy.
They have sort of extreme personalization that is aimed to limit your options for music listening. So sort of to face that problem that we're talking about that we have sometimes where we're just like, I have no idea what to listen to. And it's based not on like a crazy algorithm the way that it's based on an algorithm, but not one that is trying to be super predictive. It's more just like, you've listened to this 100 times, we know you like it, here it is. Like, as opposed to being like, here's this band you've never heard, but we think fans of these people are also interested.
Do you have any idea if you're gonna have the ability to listen to, let's say you want to pull an entire album, like on Apple Music or Amazon, you can do a search, it'll pull up playlists, it'll pull up them and just an artist, and it'll kind of shuffle their songs, or you get to pull up different albums.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure you can, but I think there's more of a focus on kind of like the stations, so like more of a radio station.
Okay. So just one more question, and I'm sorry I'm putting you so on the spot, but this is fascinating. Is there going to be a free music option moving forward? And what content are you going to be able to get with the music, the paid subscription that you're not going to get on free, if there is a free? I don't even know.
I don't think there's going to be a free option, but I mean, the music industry has been coming after YouTube forever because people treat YouTube like a streaming platform because they're just, make a playlist of music videos and then they just pop their headphones on and they treat it like they use YouTube instead of buying a CD or whatever. And that's a huge part of why YouTube's copyright law, policy got so intense, is because the music industry was like, what's going on here? We need to make this work. So I forgot your question.
It's okay, because you brought up a really good point. That's another part that's been included with the paywall, is being able to play in the background. Right. So when you subscribe to Red, you can play in the background, and that'll exist in the premium as well. But on the free, you can't play in the background. So it's a lot harder to use it as that streaming,
Right.
at least in my limited experience. But all right, so the takeaway. Tell me like the ultimate takeaway of what's the end experience. Basically, so what? There's so much information that you've laid out in this like 6 minutes so far that I don't even know how to summarize it all and what my ultimate takeaway is.
Well, I think what's going to be most interesting is to see how YouTube makes its free features less attractive to its users to kind of push them towards the premium and music products. And I think, what do you think the impact of that is going to be on the platform? Like, what do you think this change is going to mean?
It's the $1 billion question for YouTube is where does the payoff, what's that intersection between the amount of money that they get in advertising versus the amount of money they get in subscriptions? Because I think all things being equal, YouTube and all of the hosts, all of the channels would prefer a ad-free environment. I think it makes for a better experience, a better user experience, but they would have to get everyone to subscribe. And I don't know what that price point is where that makes sense, where they can get rid of pre-roll and make it an ad sterile environment. I know right now YouTubers get a share of ad revenue. Any pre-roll that rolls against their video, they get a share of that advertising. And they also get a share of a red viewer. I'm going to call them a red view, where it doesn't have any pre-roll, and they get a bit of that as well. So YouTube's paying them both ways. I think everyone would prefer a user experience without ads. I told you this anecdote that I subscribe to Red. We spend a lot of our day with our nose in YouTube, and I have to force myself to turn it off every now and again just so I can kind of like keep tabs on the experience of what the viewer experience is like on just regular YouTube. And it sucks compared to YouTube Red.
Yeah.
You just come back into this bliss, and I just signed back into Red. There's no pre-roll. So I don't know what it's ultimately what the end result gonna be for hosts. I think if it can reduce the amount of advertising, great. I think YouTube is in this incredible growing pain right now. As it's matured as a platform, it's trying to do quality control, give all the brands the comfort that they need, and they're warring with their hosts because of it. It used to be 4 hosts.
Right.
Now it's, in essence, kind of 4 brands because that's the major income stream. And they're a business, and it makes sense.
Right.
But if they could get rid of that and just make it 4 hosts and replace that revenue stream, then
might kind of turn back into more of the community that it used to be.
It'd be cool.
Yeah, almost like a crowdsourced Netflix.
Yeah,
yeah. Becoming more in line with, like, along with YouTube TV and everything else, like becoming more of a Netflix model.
It's a great point. Okay, well, we've kicked the hornet's nest, and now they're spinning all around us. So we've done enough damage to make you all think, and you're welcome for that. Do you have anything else you want to add?
No, I think that's it.
Cheers from Detroit. We're going to sign off.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.